I shot these things in February of 2017, and I've been holding on to them because I didn't want them to get lost in the internet. I'm still a small channel, but regardless, I've been doing a lot of research on things and feel as though, well, first of all, I don't want to paint this in such a light as doom and gloom. What is it that he means that he's not going to paint into a light of doom and gloom? These things here, you know, if you don't think that I'm a reputable source, not that it was the best thing in the world, but the first video I made was trying to show that somebody was taking advantage of people's vulnerabilities with the Mandela effect, and he made fake Mandela effect videos. I was rushed and didn't get to do my utmost for it, but at the same time, it shows intention, and that is, I don't like it when we are duped, when people are duped. How many times is this guy going to say dupe? Plenty. That's for sure. Now, what this is here is a video that I shot with infrared with a Canon DSLR camera. This is the sun. Let me show you the original files. Now, here they all are. What it does is there's 2,030 pictures here, and with Canon Magic Lantern, it's a little bit of a software thing that you put on a CF card. It completely transforms the hardware of the camera. More about that later. And this is all of the files. And it takes forever to load them all. Yeah, but you see. So what it is that when you make this one big, this is the first frame. The first frame. There's this patch of dots. What's weird is that I made a screenshot of them. This is it close up. Thank you so much. That's the preview size. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now there's again, there's an infrared filter on the end of this lens here. Now this is the same one once I did the raw photo editing with it. I don't know why it's making that so small. It brings it down. It's the difference here. Look. Oh my gosh. It's really odd. And they're not exactly to perspective. I think those three are these three. But one of them is not gone, and I can't make it not do that. Like, watch what happens when I open it in Photoshop. Now, see, when you edit a raw file, here's the it saves the editing I did. You know, you've got so much more room to do plenty of weird things. This is a hot pixel here, but if you ever want to lose yourself in hours and hours of stuff, just take video and then, you know, with this raw, put some infrared on it and stuff. You'll see lots of weird things. This is the most prominent I've ever had, and like I said, I've been needing to get this out, and I don't know when they're going to try to dupe us with something like Project Bluebeam, so I figured, why wait any longer? Let me bring this back to, even if it's not something like Project Bluebeam, like, still, there's something going on here which makes all the scientific materialism bullcrap not real. It makes it more exciting that we are alive, and that I'm not inciting anything except for curiosity. Like, oh, okay, well, what's the real reason? What's really going on here? Because there's a lot of effort to make it visible to the public in a different spectrum, which I think is not even close to the true scope of things. You know, it's like maybe as a human we're only allowed or able to perceive, like, I don't know, like the width of a quarter as far as consciousness. But the powers that shouldn't be have made it this, like, you know, the width of a pencil tip or something. I mean, that's kind of weird, but I think you get my point. So let me zoom in on this stuff. Oh, I can get a lot closer with this thing. Yeah, look at them's. Okay, now these are the conversion settings that I put on it. I'm gonna bring it back to the default, and that's what it looks like. Now, another element that's important is that there's camera profiles, and there's something that happens with switching the reds into blues with infrared. I don't remember what the combo was here. I think I did 2 combos, and it goes in like nanometers. I think I could have done like a 670 nanometer and like a you know, I think maybe a 760 or 720. But I also have an 850 and a 950, but none of that matters. If you want, I could upload the other video and put it here, and if you go frame by frame, you're gonna see some crazy stuff. So anyway, I've showed you how this works. That's the infrared, and then you bring this down, you know what I mean? And I mean, these are there anyway, but I wonder if they would not have been if I didn't have infrared. Bringing highlights down is a huge thing. Again, that's a hot pixel. So what are these things? I'm not going to pretend to answer, but I know one thing, that I've seen stuff and have stuff recorded on the ISS, which I will upload, where these things don't live in time like we do. We see, you know how we see a sloth moving really slow, and this might not be the best example, but conceptually, I think that they would see us moving really quickly. And I also don't think it's exactly like time dilation, because I don't believe really fully of anything that we're told, to be honest. There's programming all the time. I should zoom in, because that's the point we're focusing on here. Yeah, these things come and go. Again, I don't know if they're in front of the sun. I don't know why I got them, but I promise you, I didn't do any manipulation here except for color editing. You gotta understand that. This is not made up, and there's consistency here. You know, to be honest with you, it'd be pretty easy for me to put these in, I bet. I would be able to do this, but it would be so much work for something that I hate, which is lying. Choose to believe me or not. I know I'll get lots of trolls anyway, and I'm used to it now, and it makes me laugh. You know, even especially the ones that I know are paid or something, or planted. Who knows? People are like, "What do you think paid, man?" You know, whatever. I've been in this heavily for quite some time. I know the ways of the predators. So there is some that look a little different. There's one that looks different. Yeah. Maybe it's like a leader. Okay. So whether or not the sun is artificial, or whether or not oh yeah, see, look over here. They're over here too. I am going to upload this for you if you guys would like to go through these things yourself. Look, I need help. I've got a lot of video that have lots of weird stuff like this, and again, it's under the premise that I've created, which can't be the truth fully, but I think it's at least a jumping point. We're always thinking UFOs have to experience, what if they experience time differently than us, whether it's faster or slower, I don't know, but it does say in the Bible that like 1,000 years is like a day to us, or something. So spiritual, I mean, I believe in another dimension, but I think it's the spiritual realm, and I think there's some interplay between the two going on. I mean, look at this thing, it looks like a triangle. What is that? I don't know. Oh jeez. Yeah, they're all over, and it's fun, you know, to think, boy, what's going on? Because we're not, clearly they're doing work. What is the work? And it, you know what it does? It dismantles the whole thing where we're purposeless. You know, I mean, you know, I think one of the things about the Illuminati folk is that there's like, oh, God's just a mad scientist, you know, and I don't agree. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to see what you want to see. And again, I'm not going to jump to any conclusions about what these things are, what they have to do with any sort of spiritual context. But look at this one. It's so clearly a lot of stuff about the Mandela effect, a lot of stuff about the flat Earth. Really, you can't ignore. You gotta just take 48 hours. Look at this thing right here. Like, I know I'm all over the place. You gotta take just 48 hours and really research this stuff beyond just the mainstream. Just like really get into, well, what would this mean? What would I be excited about? Also looking into using things that you can research yourself, such as your own senses. Those are the things. Looking into things that you knew to see if there's a change. And when you start seeing that there's a change, you're gonna go, holy smokes. But look out for the whole narrative about us being shifting of dimensions, because it's dangerous. Also look out for the whole New Age thing of both of them, because they're heavy. It's like once you open up a door of awakening, they give you 1,000 more to be distracted with. And I think that is the psyop element of the Mandela effect and flat Earth and all these other things too, is a displaced priority and focus of research. Personally, who am I? Just somebody. Whatever. But this is a real thing here. Choose to believe me if you would or not. I am not lying to you. I am not lying to you. So anyway, it's an exciting time to be alive. Things are going on. That one's different. Okay, God bless. I'm so stoked I made it under 10 minutes.